welcome to the fastest and easiest way to learn tarot. I'm Nicole with Faceeye Tarot, and today I'm going to help you actually learn your tarot cards so you can stop Googling what on earth the Death card means. Today we are going to deep dive into the imagery of the Ace of Swords in your traditional Rider Waite Smith style tarot deck. After we have a good understanding of what it means, we're going to explore 3 different areas in which you'll commonly be doing readings. That's going to be love life, career, spirituality, and after that we'll take a look at some reversals, and I promise they are not as hard as everybody makes it seem. If you want this to actually be the fastest and easiest way to learn tarot, you need to get this Rider Waite Smith style tarot deck. This is the gold standard of tarot decks. The images in all these cards and their meanings are so deeply intertwined that if you know what these cards mean by looking at it, you will never have to memorize it. Get this deck. I promise it'll help you. This was my biggest mistake. But Nicole, I don't want to. The Rider Waite Smith is ugly.
I'm tired of this, Nicole.
That's too damn bad!
So I want you to really look at your card. Take a good look at your card. What is going on here? You're gonna see one sword in one hand, and there's a lot of clouds in the corner here, air just in general. On top of the sword there is a crown, and there are these laurels here. There are 3 things that you need to take away from this card. 1 is that it's 1. This is your ace. 2 is this sword. And 3 is the laurels. When we're talking about ace cards, every single ace card is going to be about beginnings. This will be easy to remember because your ace card is number 1 first. This is going to be the same for any suit in any deck. It's always going to be about the beginning. It's going to change depending on what suit it's in. Since this is our swords, the suit of swords is tied to the mental plane. This is going to be about thoughts, communication, the way that you understand things fundamentally. How are you going to remember that? If you're into astrology, I want you to think of your air signs, your Aquarius, your Gemini, your Libra. If you're not into astrology, use the imagery. See all the clouds here? In the air, I want you to imagine when you are speaking your ideas into existence, when you're bringing them to life, you are talking them physically into the air around you. This is going to apply to every single card in this deck, so I recommend you get just a little bit of a grasp on the idea that swords are going to be about your brain. Here on the top, we have this crown and the laurels. If you were crowned king or queen, that's pretty successful, right? So we're gonna think success. So when we string this all together, we are talking first, mental things that are successful. So what does that look like in a more cohesive meaning? That's going to be starting new endeavors that are matters of the mind and it works out great. So let's apply it to a few different areas. Starting with your love life. How are we going to apply new mental things that are successful to love life? So let's think about new love, new relationship, new situations in which you're going to be talking to people. So when we see the Ace of Swords in a relationship reading, we're going to be thinking first impressions, first dates. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. This could be about new friendships where you just really hit it off. You've had your first outing, wherever you're going, shopping, coffee, whatever, and you just really click. This can also just be mentally stimulating conversations with other people in general, but this is an ace. This is a first, and this is very, very important. When you get an ace card, this isn't a big long-term thing that you know is going to be successful. In a relationship, when you see this, this is not going to be about your twin flame that just fell from hell. They're in your life forever and you're stuck with them. This is the beginning, and it is only the beginning. So let's apply this to career now. In a career, we're going to be thinking about new, mental, successful things and career. You've probably very well caught on at this point. So what does that look like in career? That's going to be things like an interview that goes very well. Maybe you get a promotion. Maybe you have a new coworker and you get along with them very, very well. Maybe you have new ideas for a project and it's really taking off. Maybe you just pitched something at a conference and everybody thinks it's a really good idea. Now what about spirituality? This is going to be more about the way that you think and your spiritual beliefs and how that changes you going forward. So if you were to see this, we're going to be thinking about maybe a time in which somebody said something that really changed your view of the world, or maybe really changed your opinion on something that you were feeling kind of stuck on. That's what the Ace of Swords is going to be in this situation. So when you see the Ace of Swords in any sort of reading about spirituality, think about ways that you have been challenged to change and to grow, and things that have made you sit there and think and reflect on who you are and how you're going to move forward. Okay, that's it. You already know this card upright, so let's talk about it reversed. Reversals, like I said, sometimes people are very scared of. There's no reason to be scared of this. This isn't just an opposite though. When you see a reversal, I want you to think maybe a blockage, slowing down of something. Maybe it is just kind of dimmed, it's like less intense. Or maybe there's just something really off about it. It doesn't have to be opposite. There's just something wrong. Think of a way to make it wrong is probably your card reversed. So when we're talking about the Ace of Swords reversed in a relationship, we're going to be thinking about a blockage in a relationship perhaps. So maybe you have some sort of new belief that's preventing you from getting along. Maybe there was some sort of change in the way that you view relationships. Maybe like, for example, somebody you just found out has a different view on cheating than you. That's going to put a pretty big block in your relationship. As far as slowing things down in a relationship, maybe you're having trouble communicating. Then maybe this is a new person that you've just met and your communication style is just different. It's not quite right. That would be the Ace of Swords in a new relationship. What about career? So if we're talking about a reversed Ace of Swords and career, we're going to be thinking about blockages in your career. So let's say you have a new job and you just don't get along with any of the employees there. They're all know-it-alls, but they somehow also know nothing and they just drive you insane. That could be the Ace of Swords reversed in a career reading, or it could be a failed interview. That's a good example of an opposite. You go in for that interview and you just absolutely bomb it. You don't get the promotion. You don't get the things that you wanted in your career. This isn't going to be big long-term things. Remember, this is still an ace. So this is going to be about when you tried to have some sort of advancement in your career and it just didn't pan out. Now, as far as spirituality goes, a reversed Ace of Swords is going to indicate that there's some sort of new belief that you're holding that maybe it doesn't resonate with you. Maybe you picked some sort of new tradition and it just doesn't fit with the way that you're living your life. Or maybe you're exploring new beliefs, new mindsets, and they just don't align with who you are. That would be a good example of the Ace of Swords reversed. You tried to adopt something new and it just is not for you. And that's okay. Okay, so now you've already gone through this card upright and reversed in 3 different areas. It is burned in your brain. We're never gonna have to study this again. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this, please hit subscribe, like it, do whatever the heck you want, I don't care. But remember your card.